The Marxist labor theory of value. No part of Marx's theory has been more assaulted in the academic world during the last 75 years than his theory of value. His bourgeois critics show a sharp class instinct here, for this theory is indeed the cornerstone of the whole system. But no contemporary intellectual endeavor has been so obviously based upon a basic misunderstanding as the repeated attacks on the Marxist labor theory of value. That theory recognizes two aspects of the problem of value, a quantitative and a qualitative one. From a quantitative point of view, the value of a commodity is the quantity of simple labor, parentheses, skilled labor being reduced to simple labor through a given coefficient, end parentheses, socially necessary for its production, parentheses, that is, at a given average productivity of labor, end parentheses. From a qualitative point of view, the value of a commodity is determined by abstract human labor. Commodities which have been produced by private labor become commensurate only in as much as society abstracts from the concrete and specific aspect of each individual private craft or branch of industry and equalizes all these labors as abstract social labor, regardless of the specific use value of each commodity. In order to understand this theory, it is sufficient to formulate the question to which Marx tried to give an answer. The problem is as follows. Man has to work in order to satisfy his material needs, to, quote, produce his material life, end quote. The way in which the labor of all producers in a given society is divided among different branches of material production will determine the extent to which different needs can be fulfilled. Hence, given a certain set of needs, a rough equilibrium between needs and output requires a distribution of labor, parentheses, of labor inputs, end parentheses, between these various branches of production in a given proportion, and in that only. In a primitive society or in a fully developed socialist one, this distribution of labor inputs occurs in a consciously planned way. In a primitive society, on the basis of habits, custom, tradition, magical ritual processes, decisions by elders, etc. In a socialist one, on the basis of democratic selection of priorities by the mass of the associated producers, consumers themselves. But under capitalism, where labor has become private labor, where products of labor are commodities produced independently from each other by thousands of independent firms, no conscious decision pre-establishes such an equilibrium of inputs of labor and socially recognized needs. Parentheses, under capitalism, this implies, of course, that only those needs expressed through effective demand are socially recognized, end parentheses. Equilibrium is reached only accidentally through the operation of blind market forces. Price fluctuations, to which academic economists remain glued, are in the most favorable hypothesis only signals which indicate whether this equilibrium is being shaken, by what pressure and in what direction. They do not explain what is being equilibrated and which is the driving force behind all these myriad fluctuations. It is precisely this question which Marx tried to answer with his perfected labor theory of value.